I think that the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce love story, I believe it is 100% fake. Come for me, Swifties. Everybody, you know what? I have UFC fans coming for me. I think I can handle the Swifties. I believe it is 100% fake. It is publicity. It is, one, it's huge for the NFL because, yes, the NFL is big.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is huge, and now she's getting an entirely different demographic to come watch the NFL. I think of the wives that are buying Travis Kelce jerseys now. It's a huge publicity play on both fronts. It's good for Taylor Swift. It's good for the NFL. It's good for Travis Kelce. There's so much strategic stuff that's happening.
You are a conspiracy theorist a little
100%.
bit. Way more than I am. But
it's not a conspiracy theorist if everything I say is true.
Yeah. I'm a parody.
You are the parody master.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you believe you're above average or below average?
That's a tough one. That could be a real trick question, but above average.
You believe you're above average. So, the normal person passes gas 6 to 20 times a day.
No, above.
Definitely above average.
Yeah.
Definitely, right?
How about burping?
According to a 2020 review, it is normal for a healthy person to burp up to 30 times a day.
Which?
That was so loud. I am above average.
And me?
And you are extremely below average because you physically cannot burp.
Well, not physically, but for whatever reason, I don't burp.
You don't burp.
Yeah.
We've been together 6 years.
Yeah.
And I have only heard you burp when you are going to vomit. And this
about to get sick.
A really nasty way to start episode 2.
Well,
but interestingly enough, I can burp on command.
Well, if we're gonna go nasty, why don't we get into? Didn't we leave off one of the last things? Our biggest fight ever.
Oh my gosh! Real segue into our biggest fight ever.
Because it had to do with the toilet.
It did have to do with the toilet. We can open with that, absolutely. I do want to go back though. I did win my talent contest.
Yeah.
In middle school by burping.
Really?
I burped my ABCs.
That seems like a fairly talented for sure. Because obviously
talented.
I can't do it.
No.
But I've heard of a few people being able to do that.
To burp their ABCs?
Yeah.
Oh, female.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where the real skill lies.
Yeah,
one, I was willing to get on stage and burp my ABCs.
Yeah.
And 2, I did it flawlessly.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes. All right. Toilet story.
Is this gonna make us?
No.
We're gonna be good, right? We can shake and everything's. We're not bringing up all right.
We are not bringing up because I have possibly turned a new leaf.
Oh.
You kick us off.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you start this one.
A question for everybody, and I think you guys can tell what side I'm on.
And this is gonna be really gross, but we seriously did get in a very bad fight about this.
Yes. Yes. Truly one of the worst.
And it lasted a few days. Like our fights, typically when we fight, we are done with the fight within an hour, 2 hours max.
Yeah.
This fight lasted days.
This one lasted a little bit. Do tampons belong in the toilet or not?
It is called a tampon. Tampon.
Our
feminine hygiene product. Do tampons belong in the toilet? And where is your stance?
Absolutely. No, they do not.
And my stance was absolutely. Because I'm a female. I was like, I have been using tampons since I was like 15. And wow, so much information here. Anyways, and I was taught you just take your tampon out when you go pee and then you move on with your day. I thought the little garbage thing like in public restrooms next to the toilet was just for like like the sticky part or the applicator or you put the applicator in there.
Which I have no idea about any of this.
No, you don't. But for whatever reason, you knew without a doubt that tampons did not get flushed down the toilet.
No.
And I was like, no, I think it's disgusting because I'm not going to take it out and then walk it anywhere. Like the whole point is to not touch anything. Like like germs, whatever.
No, I get it.
I since have turned a new leaf.
Really? Okay.
I did a little research.
Yes.
And no, tampons are not supposed to go down your toilet or into your septic tank. We're on septic here.
Because
they aren't as biodegradable as one would assume.
Yeah.
And they do clog your septic tank.
So, mind everybody, we got in a massive fight.
We fought for 3
about
days because
this.
I was like, how dare you tell me about a fucking woman's body?
Yeah.
It's my body. You can't tell me what to do.
Oh,
you can't tell
man.
me where I'm going to put my fucking tampon. I've been taking tampons out for 10 years.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so we got into an epic war about this. And I was like, how could you ever tell a woman what to do with her tampons? Like,
Yeah.
and then did a little research. So I refused to not flush them down the toilet until we were owned this house.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I don't want to have plumbing problems. And so I'm going to take a little bit better care of my house and my septic system.
Yeah.
So.
Because I think at the time of this, we were living in an apartment. And
Yeah.
not that we didn't care, but,
But also
I see
I'm like,
yeah.
Anyways.
You're in your own space.
Go ahead, women. Argue in the comments.
Yeah.
Do you put your tampon in the toilet?
Yeah.
Or not?
Gosh damn it. Yeah.
Yikes. Great, awesome. Kick-ass love story. Perfect way to...
Burping, tampoons, and...
Tampons.
Tampons. Yeah.
Did you see the news?
No, I didn't. Or I'm sure I did, but enlighten me.
I will enlighten you. I literally got called to be the new main event of UFC 295.
What?
Yes.
Really?
They called me and they said, obviously John Jones pulled out and they needed somebody that was going to sell a lot of pay-per-views. So they asked me to come in, be the new main event. All I had to do is jump on a trampoline topless.
I do actually think that.
Yes.
A lot of people would probably pay for that.
A lot of people would probably pay to see me jump on a trampoline topless. But no, the UFC did not call me to be the new main event. Adam, the comedian, funny guy.
Our buddy, our friend.
Loves roasting us.
Yeah, cool guy.
Cool guy. You never know what you're going to see on the internet, especially about yourself. I'm just I was talking to my mom the other day and I'm scrolling through my For You page and it's like, oh, Paige Van Zandt this. And I'm like, can I just see a funny dog meme and not have to go through and be like, Paige Van Zandt jumping on a trampoline topless would sell more pay-per-views.
Yeah.
But
they're,
hey.
So maybe we get a trampoline in our backyard.
Okay, so this is my way of saying
the kicker would be me jumping naked next to you.
I do have a video on my phone of you kicking
gosh.
a bag naked.
Yeah.
I saved that for my spank bank.
Yeah, that ain't going on here.
It's
maybe
not. But I did want to tell you I ordered trampoline off Amazon.
You did already?
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a great,
boy.
He literally gave me an idea of how we're going to make our next million.
Oh, boy. Well, at the very least, can we do one of the, you dig the hole and, put it...
In-ground.
Yeah, in-ground.
In-ground. The only issue we'd have, though, is because it rains so much in Florida, it would flood.
It would flood. It would sink. Yeah.
It would sink, so...
Yeah. All right.
So, trampoline.
Okay. Trampoline. All right.
I mean, if you're up for it.
Yeah. So what we got?
What do we got today? Well, other than me being the new main event, I guess I wanted to move back into some of the questions we had. We talked a little bit about football, but recently we went to a Jags game.
Oh, lifelong Jag fan.
You are a lifelong Jags fan.
Ask me 95% trivia. I'll get. Ask me anything. I'll get 95, 99%.
You want me to ask you a Jags trivia right now? Who was the Jags quarterback in 2010?
2010, I believe, was David Garrard. It could have been Byron Leftwich.
We got our guy Juan back there. Can you fact check that for us?
Yeah. Checking right now.
Fact checking that right now.
2010. Maybe Blaine Gabbert.
David Garrard.
There you go.
It.
That was my first guess, right?
Good job.
Yeah, that was the
first
first
guess.
one. There
All
we
right.
go. Yeah.
All right, lifelong Jags fan, but what?
Yep.
Why? I think that's the question that most football people ask you is, middle of nowhere boy from Alaska. Why did you pick the Jags to be your team?
Shout out N-Town for life, the nil chick. Why I picked the Jags? Well, I grew up middle of nowhere, Alaska. Grew up in a sports family. It didn't matter if it was NASCAR, golf, like we always had ESPN sports on. And my stepdad's actually a Miami Dolphins fan. And I just like their jerseys. They were kind of like a brand new franchise.
Okay, so I gotta interrupt you though.
Yeah.
So you, as a kid, picked the Jags because you liked their jerseys and you became a lifelong Jags fan.
Yeah.
So when I say I wanted to be a Steelers fan or a Raiders fan because I liked their jerseys, that I feel like was shameful.
Yeah, but your husband's a Jag fan, so you have to.
Okay, that's the shameful part.
Yeah,
Okay, I understand now. Sorry.
I'm passionate about it. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so love their jerseys. I remember like one Christmas, my mom got me a Jaguar blanket, and then the next Christmas I got like one of the cheap. It was Franklin brand, one of the like full uniforms. I had the helmet on, and then ironically, fast forward a few more years, I started playing Pop Warner football, and the first team I was on were the Homer Jaguars.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So just, stuck around.
Stuck around. And for our 5-year wedding anniversary, you actually had never been to a Jags game.
Yep.
And what did I do?
Oh, she hooked it up. Crazy.
Okay, but for real, so I
shout out to our manager, Malky.
Yes,
Kawa,
because originally I had booked us tickets.
Yeah.
I went through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe that I could be such a dumbass, but apparently I can. So I go to Ticketmaster. I put best seats because I'm like, you know what? 5-year wedding anniversary. You deserve.
You were
the
going
best.
all out.
Yeah, I'm going all out. I found what's midfield. Do they call it midfield? And
midfield.
Yeah,
midfield.
Right?
Yeah, 50-yard line.
50-yard line. So there we go. 50-yard line tickets. Row A. Very
right
middle.
up there.
Right up there. We are in the dead center.
I could spank Trevor Lawrence's ass if I wanted,
could
right?
literally spank his ass and pull his hair.
Yeah.
So I buy the tickets. Super excited. I get them sent to my inbox. I don't notice until they get sent to my Ticketmaster account. They are away tickets.
It was the away game. It was
the
in New
away
Orleans.
game in New Orleans, and I was like, son of a bitch. Because then, of course, I'm like, oh, I'll go exchange these. Nope. That is not how Ticketmaster works. Yeah. So we had front row seats to an away game in New Orleans. And
on Thursday night football.
Thursday night. Like
not Sunday.
Not
Thursday.
Sunday. Midweek, when it's like we have no other reason to go to New Orleans. So then I had to ring in a favor. And I don't know why I didn't just go to Malky in the first place. Malky Kawa, shout out for Sharon Management, our manager. Love him. Should have just called him in the first place, but did I? No, because I was like, oh, I got it. I'm not a person who likes to call in favors and be like, hey, can you help me out with this? Because I know Malky literally has people calling him every day asking for favors.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like, Malky, I fucked up. And he was like, why did you not call me in the first place? And I was like, I don't know. But he's like, I got you. So then he hangs up the phone, calls me like an hour later and was like, all right, you guys are going to the Jags game. You're sitting in the owner's box. I'm getting you field passes. We're going to go to dinner with Shaq Leonard and Jonathan Taylor before the game.
Yep.
Let me know if you want anything else. And I was like, oh my word. Just within that matter of time, like done. And then we even contemplated like taking a private jet there. We were going all out.
Jacksonville is like 5 hours or 4 hours.
It's like 4 hours away. So it's not like it's anything crazy.
Yeah.
So he hooks it up. We get to meet Trevor the day before the game.
Yeah, we show up we got there Friday night. We go Saturday morning. Like,
actually, can we talk? Friday night was epic. We went out with we went out in Jacksonville. We ended up meeting a bunch of guys in the military because there's a military base
bunch
there.
Of Navy. Yeah.
Yep. And then we ended up getting drunk with them until 2 a.m. It was honestly
that was fun.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was
like
crazy.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Sorry. So that was Friday night. Saturday we wake up. What did we do?
Yeah, we head over to the stadium. We get there. Introduced to one of my newest best friends, Mike Perkins.
Yes, your new best
one
friend.
of the coaches for the Jags. He gives us the whole tour, brings us to like their media room.
Yep.
We're hanging out, and then in walks this 6'6",
This majestic beast.
yeah, with flowing blonde locks and
And you got a semi-hard.
no.
No, okay.
But yeah.
But truly, I do know, like, you have to know what I did for you to meet him.
Oh, for sure.
Because if you're
it's
gonna leave me
incredible.
for anybody, it's gonna be him.
No shit, no.
Just kidding.
No, but
No, I didn't work hard at all. Naki did.
No, I mean everyone. It was so cool. But and then just really cool of them too. Trevor Lawrence, the coolest guy.
Oh.
Like everyone there was so awesome.
I would say the experience for me, because I'm a Jags fan because you are.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually a Jags fan.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
being able to tour the facility, they gave us like the red carpet treatment, and
Yeah.
it was just like, but they treated us like just like normal people. It was like so, like, it was just such a cool experience. And then
Yeah.
for Trevor, the day before the game, to go out of his way to come meet us. And I got to shout out Tony Khan for taking care of us too.
Oh, heck yeah.
Owner of the AEW, which love the AEW. So
Yeah.
he was a big part of putting that together for us. And oh yeah, Trevor couldn't have been more nice and more humble. He signed a ball
Yeah.
for us, and then we got to go to the game.
Yeah. Well, before that, so we do all that. You know, we meet Trevor. We hang out with my buddy Mike and shoot the shit a little bit. And so then we get done, right? And we go back, and then we're meeting Melky, and we're going to meet Shaq Leonard, who Shaq, formerly Darius Leonard, has been a big a friend of ours for a while, fan, and we all share the same manager, and so we go have dinner with them pregame.
We did, yeah. So we got to go to a pregame dinner with Shaq Leonard and Jonathan Taylor,
who just signed this massive contract in the NFL after everyone was like, your manager's a
Your
fucking
manager's
idiot.
an
Like,
idiot.
don't listen to this guy. And then Melky, of course, gets him paid.
Of course he does,
Yeah.
because Malky is Malky.
Yes.
So we go out to dinner, and this was probably one of the coolest experiences of my life, because we are professional athletes. We compete at a very, very high level, being, professional athletes and professional fighters, and specifically. So when we're having dinner with them, it was just so interesting to me to see, like, the nerves, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I never really... I mean, I anticipated, of course, these guys want to perform well, but at the end of the day, they're playing football, and they're going where they, like, for us, we train for 3 months at a time.
Yeah.
3 months, 6 months, whatever it is for one camp.
Yep.
We have 3 months, and then we fight. We fight one time.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the gym. Maybe we take some time off and recover. Traditionally, people take a few months off, and then they go fight again. But it's not like in football, where you could potentially play 2 times in a week, 3 times in a week, once a week.
2 times. Well, I don't. Yeah, I guess 2 times in a week span. If you hit the Sunday game and then you're that Thursday night game as well. Yeah, you could play 2.
But for the
times.
majority of the season,
It's mostly once a week. Yeah.
So, I'm like, holy cow. I'm sitting here looking at Shaq Leonard. You could just tell he had his...
He didn't eat.
He didn't eat.
Yeah.
He did not eat at dinner. And we were like, asking him why he wasn't eating. I was like, I have a routine. He's like, every game day it's the same. And he had his routine where he's like, I wake up at this time.
Yep.
I eat this. I do this. And he had his plan. He came and was like so nice to meet up with us and have dinner with our manager, and it was just an incredible experience. But to speak to him about his nerves before a football game, and how nervous they were, and how you could just tell that he took it so seriously and wanted to perform so well. And him and Jonathan Taylor as well, they had their routine. They knew what time they were going to be home at. They knew what time they were going to go to bed at. When they wake up, they knew exactly what they were going to eat the next day.
Yeah.
It was truly it was like a fight day routine.
Yeah.
It's what we do. And, we have the element of cutting weight and this and that. But so I anticipated our pre-fight routine to be more intense than a football player's, but it's not.
No.
They take it it's just as seriously. It's just as regimented. It's just as...
Yeah. Well, I think what struck me the most was like the nerves and stuff. I mean, like we said, anything you're going to do, if you're passionate about it, you're going to be nervous.
Yes.
But I mean, it was almost like they were more nervous than like what we are, because night before a fight, usually I'm eating like crazy because we
Yes.
just got done cutting weight. I'm starving, like all this, and I don't really have those nerves. But then, the morning of the fight, it's a different story, and it's
Absolutely.
a little bit. But for them, it was almost like a longer period of being nervous, and I didn't really expect it because we watch football and they do it so many times.
And you see them every week, but it's true. We cut weight, we make weight the day before the fight, and then it's almost like we get this period of relaxation where we're just hanging out with our team. We'll not even speak about the fight until the next day or the shakeout, the morning of the fight. So we'll be relaxing, we'll be rehydrating, we'll be eating and spending this time with our team and our family and just like being at peace because we made weight. It was like the fight before the fight. Whereas with them, they were extremely nervous the day before, and just listening to their demeanor about their preparation and stuff. It was just very interesting. I had obviously I've never been to an NFL game, and I've never had dinner with an NFL player before they go and have a game.
Yeah. So it was cool. It was a fun perspective to like see that and be with them before. Of course, both of them awesome, really cool.
So nice.
Cool people, and it just fucking animals. Both of them are two of the best at their positions. So,
so nice.
It was interesting. But if you really break it down, think about it, like I think football is more dangerous than MMA. I
agree. I 100% agree, and I think that's going to be a topic that I do want to hear a lot of comments about from our listeners. Is I do too believe I think football is far more dangerous than fighting.
Yeah. But then on the flip side too, when you start thinking about the nerves as well, it's like, these guys are nervous, but they're going into battle, with teammates around them. So, of course there's pressure on them to perform at their position and stuff. But, if they fuck up, they do have somebody else who maybe could cover them. Whereas we're going into battle alone. It's like, if you fuck up, it's on you.
And I think maybe the pressure for fighting may be higher because it's not a full team that has to perform. It's just us as individuals.
Yeah.
But the reason I think football is more dangerous than fighting is because the way I really processed it is, one, they don't have the recovery time. Right? They have to go every single week. And some of these people who play what is it, the line?
Yeah, offensive line, defensive linemen. Yeah.
They're getting hit at full force by other men who are 300 plus pounds.
Yeah.
100% force.
Yep.
And then you think of for me, the receivers or the receivers, their focus and attention is on getting the ball, right?
Yeah.
They're not paying attention to someone that's gonna come hit them at 20 miles an hour potentially. Some of these guys are so fast,
like the Antonio Brown, Vontae, Brissett.
Is he paying attention to the hit that's coming? No. Whereas we in the fight, we're paying attention to the hits that are coming.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
They always say in fighting, the most dangerous shot is the one that you don't see. And they can't always see where they're gonna get hit. They can't see where the guys are coming from. They can't see. They're focused on the ball, and they're focused on their job, and their job isn't necessarily just to not get hit; it's to complete their position.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's like they can't even be prepared to get annihilated.
Well, and it's too like, they talk about boxing, it's the repetitive like blows and stuff, whereas in MMA, for the most part, you take a clean shot, you're gonna get dropped, you're gonna get knocked out, which is better than just getting peppered 150 times, like headshots and stuff. And that's kind of what you see a little bit more in football and stuff.
Absolutely. So they'll take multiple intense hits per game, whereas us in MMA, you get hit once, typically it goes to the ground, and it gets the opportunity, either you get knocked out or the other person gets the opportunity to ground and pound and finish you or submit you. In boxing, I think the risk of head trauma is higher than MMA because you do get that 8 count. You could potentially be dropped. I don't know what the real rules are in boxing of how many knockdowns you can take, but
it kind of it depends
per round or the severity, right? But you can get hit and very, very dangerously get 8 seconds. And as long as you can stand up and listen to the ref, you get to continue.
Yeah.
So, it was just interesting, I guess. It brought me back to like, okay, I understand why they're nervous, I guess. I understand why these guys are so nervous to go play football, because it's extremely dangerous. Their career is on the line, and every week.
So these motherfuckers are nervous, right? So we finish up dinner. They got to be out because they got team meetings before the game. So we finish up. The next day, Sunday, is the game, which is what I'm so excited about.
Yes.
So we get to the game. We get there early. We end up getting passes onto the field. Before we stepped out on that field, all the time thinking back, I was like, man, I could play in the NFL. I could take a shot by one of these guys. We get on that field, and it is a different story.
It is a different story. I have always watched TV thinking, you know what, if you didn't fight, you 100% could be in the NFL. That's just what, you're a freak athlete. Like, I know this. You got some big old legs. Like, you're a thick man.
Yeah.
So I always was, it's just in my mind. It's the way I've always seen you.
And I mean, I'm the same size as, like Jonathan Taylor. I'm
Jonathan
like
Taylor
same size.
Wasn't huge.
But we're out there, and I think it was like DeForest Buckner, and I see, because the Jags are playing the Colts, I see DeForest Buckner, who's a defensive end. I see the tight ends like Mo Alley Cox, all these guys, and I'm like, these motherfuckers, I don't want to take a shot from one of these guys. And it's funny because so many people would be like, oh yeah, I could be a fighter. And it's like, and we're thinking about, like, dude, you don't really know.
No,
we do this every day. And it's the same with these football guys. Like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I could take and then I'm forgetting, like, these guys do this every day, and they're monsters.
Watching them warm up when the, like, offensive line and defensive line came out.
Yeah.
I was like, they're monsters.
Yeah.
They're not human. They're humongous. And then it was cool. Shaq came over and gave us a hug for the game. And just seeing these guys, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a different breed. So then I was like, you know what? I don't know that I want. I wouldn't love you getting hit by them on the on the daily, on the weekly.
Yeah. I think I had told Mike Perkins, right before we met Trevor, I'd got down in my 3-point stance. I was like, dude, you guys need someone to fill in on special teams. Let me go.
And he's like, you'll get annihilated.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you don't want to play special teams. I'm like, yeah, I probably don't want to play
probably
special teams.
No, probably not.
So,
but we had an epic time at the Jags
awesome
game.
Time.
I definitely married into a sports family.
What was so obviously, we went to the game. We had amazing seats, which we were so thankful for. But when we left the game, what did we think, though?
What did I think?
Well, what did we talk about?
Oh yeah, for me, I am excited. I'm extremely excited to go again.
Yeah.
But I want to sit in the crowd.
Yeah.
I want to get drunk. I want to get.
You want to slurp
drink
hot
so
dogs
much beer.
Yeah.
I want to get let me tell you, the owner's box, incredible.
Of course, yeah.
Like,
so
they've
cool.
had
Fun experience.
What's that beef dish with the bread
Beef Wellington.
Yes, that beef Wellington. They had sushi. They had like fancy cocktails. I was like, I'm at a football game. I want a hot dog so bad.
Yeah.
All I wanted was a freaking hot dog. And so next time we go to the Jags game, we are gonna sit the 50-yard line. You are gonna spank Trevor Lawrence and pull his hair, and I'm having a fucking hot dog.
Yeah, I want to be yelling profanity.
I want to get in a fight with the other team. Like, I want the full experience.
Yeah. So but anyways, awesome. My first Jaguar game.
My first NFL game ever. So it was absolutely incredible. But now I want to talk a little bit pop culture.
Okay.
I mean, still football related.
Yeah. We're on the topic.
I have a theory about the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift situation, and I want to know if your theory is the same.
Okay.
And of course, if our listeners are anything like me, I'm so over the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift talk. It is such trash. I just because I have an opinion on it, and nobody else believes me. I just feel like there's so many like Swiftie. First off, I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not. Like, Taylor Swift makes good music. I think she's extremely talented, but I'm just not obsessed with her like a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Same with football. I'm Travis Kelce. I'm sure he's wonderful at football, but like, he's a football player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I hope that doesn't make me sound dumb.
No.
Okay. I'm not obsessed.
Okay.
Obsessive.
Yeah, you're not obsessed. Okay.
No. So from my outside perspective, and I'm curious what yours is.
Yeah.
So let me give you my reason.
Okay.
So I was on Dancing with the Stars, right? I was back when I was 21, 22. I was living in LA.
Yeah.
At the time, I had hired a publicist. That was just kind of what you did.
Yeah.
Everybody in LA has
Yeah.
a publicist, and a publicist's job is to make you more famous, to get you in magazines, TV shows, news articles, whatever, what have you. They get you interviews, this and that. So at one point, my publicist calls me and said, "Hey, we got a call from this NFL player's publicist."
Ooh, I know who this is.
You do know, but I won't say.
Don't say.
That's not the story here.
Yep.
So,
but I just want everyone to know I know who it is.
yes. Anyways,
And I'm quite, quite proud of
if
myself.
I had said the full story, this would be a headline, but I'm not going to. So,
And
anyways,
I'm quite proud of myself, but okay. Because I started dating you right after. Go ahead. Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah.
You digress. So, my publicist calls me and said, "Hey, this NFL player is interested in doing a dinner with you. Would you ever want to go on a date with him?"
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like 21, 22, and I was like, screw it, whatever. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I agree, because I am on Dancing with the Stars. I am trying to be more, I guess, quote unquote famous. I'm trying to become more successful. And
Of course. Yeah.
they recommended that I go on the date. They're like, all right, we'll have paparazzi standing by. So they plan where the paparazzi is going to be. They plan, we're going to get a picture of you guys doing this at dinner. Maybe you'll hold hands in this spot. They like plan where you're going to do everything.
Yeah.
I agree to it, whatever. Get the NFL player's number. We're texting. He plans to pick me up at my apartment that I'm staying in. And the date comes. He shows up, calls me. And I pretended not to be home. Because I just was like, I don't want to. I chickened out.
This is boosting my ego even more.
Anyways,
okay.
He showed up at my apartment, and I stood him up and pretended
boy.
not to be home.
I was never stood up, by the way.
You were never stood up. The point of this being, why this applies.
Yeah, let's get to the point. Yeah.
I think that the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce love story, I believe it is 100% fake.
Oh.
I truly believe it is publicity to
the Swifties are going to be after you.
Come for me, Swifties.
Swifties are gonna be
you know
after
what?
you.
I have UFC fans coming for me. I think I can handle the Swifties.
This is true. Yeah.
I think there's going to be Swifties who don't believe she's too good for Travis Kelce. Anyway,
that's true too. Yeah.
But whatever side you fall on,
yeah.
I believe it is 100% fake. It is publicity. It is, one, it's huge for the NFL.
Yeah.
Whether you think so or not, because yes, the NFL is big.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is huge, and now she's getting an entirely different demographic to come watch the NFL.
Yeah.
That never was interested in it before.
Yeah.
Think of the wives that are buying Travis Kelce jerseys now, or Swiftie jerseys for Taylor Swift, and it's a huge publicity play on both fronts. It's good for Taylor Swift. It's good for the NFL. It's good for Travis Kelce.
I will say this, and I had a different. I
have
didn't
a different
think,
perspective.
I thought it was real, but the more we kind of talk about it, he did, not to get political because I don't want to talk about that shit, but he did this season come out with the vaccine commercial.
Yes.
It is kind of like, there are
so much strategic stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
Then
I see. Let
me tell you more.
You are a conspiracy theorist a little
100%.
bit. Way more than I am. But
it's not a conspiracy theorist if everything I say is true.
Yeah, I get it.
So another reason. So so Taylor Swift had I know this just it was a big news story because her old manager owned the rights to a lot of her albums.
Yeah.
So she then made Taylor's version, which means she wanted all of her fans to only listen to Taylor's version because she owns that version, and her prior manager didn't get any income from it. She got the income from Taylor's version of her albums, which she owned.
Yeah.
The moment Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift started dating, the NFL changed their bio to Taylor's version.
Oh.
So are you trying to say that Taylor Swift owns part of the NFL? or like it's just interesting. I believe
Yeah.
it's publicity. Every single game, it just seems so fake to me and so phony.
Yeah.
Because then they'll flash to like the cameras, right?
Yeah.
And then it'll be so planned. All of a sudden, right when the cameras are on Taylor Swift, she's doing a secret handshake with Travis Kelce's
Patrick Mahomes'
wife and brother.
Yeah.
They're doing this like secret coordinated handshake right when the cameras pan on them. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
I get it.
how old are you when you're doing a corny fucking handshake? Like,
yeah, I get it.
Anyways, I believe it is 100% publicity. I think the relationship will die. When, I don't know. Maybe the NFL scripted, and then Travis Kelce's team is going to win the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift is going to make a surprise halftime appearance. It'll be perfect for Swifties and for the NFL. These are my predictions based on my conspiracy theory.
We should look on MyBookie if there's any like prop bets on Taylor Swift and the Super Bowl and stuff like that.
Because then, when they went to London or Germany, they're like, where's Taylor Swift? He can't perform unless she's at the game.
Yeah.
We need Taylor Swift at the game to win. Like, it just seems so corny to me and fake. Go ahead.
The only thing I will say is Taylor Swift's dad's kind of what am I looking for?
Fair
weather fan. He was supposed to be an Eagles fan, and he's repping the Chiefs.
Yes.
But I get it, but
no, you don't get it. You've been a diehard Jags fan your whole life. If I was a cheerleader for the Cowboys, would you all of a sudden be a Cowboys fan?
Fuck no.
Exactly.
No.
Would you just switch because I was a Cowboys cheerleader?
What's that?
Would you switch teams just because
No,
right?
Absolutely not.
And obviously you have more
but we don't know how big of a fan that this gentleman, that Mr. Swift is.
Absolutely, Mr. Swift.
And I'm a big fan. So.
Big fan. All right. So that's just how I feel, but let's talk a little bit more positively. Yeah. All right. You're Taylor, I'm Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I'm Taylor Swift.
Okay, yeah.
You're Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Where did they go on a first date?
Thinking about this. So, I mean, these two individuals have anything they could ever want. I think it needs to be more romantic and thought out and something like that. Something not like it doesn't have to be like a big fancy dinner. Something like from the heart.
Yes. And I just saw another note that I'm like, so TMZ knows where celebrities are going to be.
Oh, for sure.
That's all planned, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Anyways, yes, first dates.
Yeah.
Where did you take me for my first date? Our first date.
Damn, our first technical date. So we had a couple like interactions that we can't quite count as dates, right?
No, because I think at one point I had been interested in you. I realized that you may or may not have a significant other, so we went paddleboarding.
Yep.
For our first
with other teammate
hang, and so we brought our teammate. So it was like a bunch of teammates going paddleboarding together.
Yeah.
Tyree. Yeah. Tyree, shout out. I love Tyree much.
Tyree Fortune.
Tyree's the best. Anyways, how funny was it watching the three of us paddleboard? You lost your sunglasses that day.
I lost my sunglasses. Some nice Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Anyways, so what would be our technical first date?
I think we went to sushi, right?
We did, but you know what? I would say our first date counted back to how funny is Chael's going to come up in a lot of our podcasts.
There we go. Yeah.
This is our first date.
Yes.
So we had planned to go to some fights in Lincoln City, which we lived in Portland. So it's about a 2-hour drive.
Yep.
I had talked to my best friend on the phone for hours because I made the most epic first date playlist because I was like, all right, we're going to be in the car for 2 hours.
Yeah, we were going to drive, right?
We were going to drive. Yeah. I need to know exactly what to talk about. I had like conversation topics planned out. I had a playlist that I thought would show off like so much. Like I thought you'd be like, oh, this girl's music taste is amazing.
Yeah.
I had Ice Ice Baby because I can rap the whole song.
Oh boy.
And I was like, that's impressive. He's going to love that. Me rapping Ice Ice Baby, that for sure is going to get him hooked on me.
Oh boy.
I had a bunch of country songs, just things that I thought would be perfect for us. Well, anyways, then Chael offered to let us ride with him to the to the fights. We're like, okay, that sounds great.
Yeah.
That for sure. We show up at Chael's house. He had a Rolls Royce limo parked in front of his house that he just bought.
Yeah, he bought. It wasn't like he rented this.
No.
He bought this.
He owned a Rolls Royce limo.
Yeah.
It was us, him, I believe his wife's parents.
Yep.
And
his mom. His mom must have
was
been there.
Yeah. So we take a Rolls Royce limo 2 hours to the fights.
Yep.
In Lincoln City. We go to the fights together. It was really cute. You got to sit by me. We held hands.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think that was our first date because we held hands. It was our first like public outing as like we were interested in each other.
Yeah,
right? This is the funniest Chael story. Sorry, Chael. Okay, we're driving back and he's like, oh, hey, let's get some food. And we're like, okay, the only thing open is McDonald's. Yep. And he's like, what does everyone want? And we're like, oh, just, whatever, anything off the dollar menu. He goes in. I think he ordered like 100 McChickens.
No, he ordered two of
everything on the menu.
Two of everything on the entire menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two of everything on the menu for like 6 people.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like 6 of us.
We had so much McDonald's.
Yeah.
And we just ate McDonald's with Chael Sonnen the whole way home for 2 hours in the back of a Rolls Royce limo, which I believe anyways, 2 hours home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do one more thing though. Okay. I do remember at the end, so we get home like late. It's like 1 or 2. I didn't stay the night because we drove back to your house.
Dropped
you off. I think no, it was just you and I drove back to your house, dropped you off. I believe we kissed. And then I left and I went and stayed where I had been staying on a couch at my buddy's house. So
not back to your girlfriend's house.
I was hoping so bad that you were going to invite me in to stay the night, but
I wanted you to come in.
Yeah, but you never.
But is that on me to invite you in?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. It's your house. I couldn't just be like, yeah, maybe I could. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning. I was like, yeah, should I come in? And
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I should have let you say that.
Have a little bit of tea or something.
That is my fault. Okay, so this brings me back to like the first date situation. Okay. So this is a trending thing online right now.
Okay.
Where a bunch of girls, were saying places. This is a list of places women will absolutely refuse to go on a first date to.
Gotcha. Okay.
And this is the list.
Yeah.
Now I believe, ladies, y'all are a little bit bougie.
Okay. Because this is first date. First date. Okay. Yeah, so, I've got an opinion on this.
You could have a different opinion than I do, but I believe for a first date, I don't think they're not all restaurants actually. I do have a different opinion on where you should take somebody for a first date. One, I think not the movies. That's awkward.
Okay.
Not that it's inappropriate or I would be upset by it by any means. It's just awkward. You never met this person. Now you're sitting silently next to them for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
I think dinner.
That's more of like a adolescent first date, right?
Yeah, when you're trying to like get away from your parents for a few hours and make out in the movie.
And you don't really know what to talk about anyways. Exactly. You just want to
It's a little bit of a younger feel. I believe that first dates to dinner can be a little awkward because it's just like, what do I order? How much should I order? How much should I
eat?
How much should I eat in front of this man? That's what I think about. Like, I'm a real good eater. You know that.
Yeah.
So, like, how much should I order? Should I order something like... there's just, like, a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I believe a first date... So, this is an interesting one on here.
Okay.
This is a list, and let me just read the list.
Yeah.
These are a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. Cheesecake Factory. What the fuck? That is my favorite restaurant.
They just opened one.
If you take me to Cheesecake Factory for a first date, I go back on no restaurants for a first date. I will marry you.
Again.
Okay,
read the list because I've got an opinion
Factory,
here.
Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies.
Yeah.
Your house, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings.
And these are no's. These are no's.
These are
yeah.
no's.
Okay. Yeah.
B-dubs?
Yeah.
You won't go to B-dubs?
I've got an opinion here.
Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie nights, Somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, a hookah bar, a bar just for drinks, a Waffle House, or sporting events.
Wait, all of these are no?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't agree with that per se. But the restaurants, I do.
The restaurants are so-so. I mean, just because I think there's better date options. Like, I don't care if you take me to fast food for a first date. I mean, if we're going to go to, like, a fast food restaurant and then go do something else, I guess.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's my thought on it. Here's
I have so many thoughts. Okay.
Here's my thought. As the man, like, setting up a first date, like, I'm probably not going to pick any of those because I don't know, like, what your thought is going to be about it. Like, if I'm like, hey, you know, obviously now if I'm like, hey, let's go on a date, let's go like see how many tacos I can eat at Taco Bell or something, like, yeah, of course. But if I'm just trying to court you, I'm trying to get you interested, like, for me, I don't know if I'm like, hey, you want to go to Cheesecake Factory? Like, I don't know how that's going to be perceived. So,
okay.
Yeah.
My thought is, okay, some of the restaurants, I guess I can understand why. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be upset. I just think there's better options. Yeah. The gym, I think that's an amazing, like if you meet somebody at the gym, right? Say me and you, which met at the gym, which we did. Yeah. But if we met at like 24-Hour Fitness, like if you're like, hey, like you see someone all the time, you're like, hey, can I speak with you? Like, hey, would you want to like maybe like work out together tomorrow?
But is that really like a date?
Okay, I guess that's not a first date. Yeah. Okay. All right, I understand. Okay. Yeah. Sporting event. I think that's epic.
I do too. I think a sporting event is cool.
Like, this should not, sporting events, I'll tell you right now, sporting events should not be on this list.
No way.
You take me to a football game or first date, that's incredible. You get to see how fun they are. You get to see, like, maybe you drink a little bit if they fit your level of excitement or I don't know. I just think that sporting events is a perfect first date.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Family functions, that's a little weird.
Yeah, meet the family right off the
first
bat.
Date, taking if I went
right off the rip.
Absolutely not. That's not a first date. Somewhere that requires a long drive. I guess I can understand that just because the awkward silence in the car. Unless you take separate cars or the same. No, I remember our first date.
Okay.
You took me hiking.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was the first we kissed.
Yeah, we went hiking.
That was amazing.
And we drove.
Drove together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. How the fuck did we forget that?
How did we forget that? You took me
pictures
to Multnomah Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the first time we like kissed, and you sent it to your buddies that we were like kissing on a waterfall.
Yeah.
Okay, a long drive, depending on where you're going. Like, if you're going to a hike, absolutely. Yeah. Like, that's incredible. And maybe some of these people don't live in areas where you have to drive an hour to get to a beautiful hike.
Yeah, your list is whack, yo.
Yeah, so sorry ladies, I don't agree with all of these. I can understand some, and then I also think there is better options for some of them. So all right, last week we said we were going to set up a segment called Who's Punching Below the Belt.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
So I would say our first fight, our toilet fight. Yeah. I was punching below the belt. I was in the wrong. You win the toilet. Okay. You are the king of tampons.
Yeah, belt me. Yeah.
King of tampons.
I'm the tampon king.
We did say that you're the better reader than I am, so you are going to read a story, and we are going to decide who is punching below the belt.
All right. Here we go. Okay. Reading the story. Okay. Am I reading the very first one?
Yeah, let's just go with the first one.
Okay. Did I punch below the belt for asking somebody why they used the treadmill right next to me when all of the other ones were open? And now we'll give a little backstory. Okay. I was at the gym yesterday at around midnight, so naturally it was almost empty. There were a few other people doing machines, but none were on the treadmill. Hopped on one near the middle and was on it for about 20 minutes before somebody came in and literally got on the one right next to me and started running. There are TVs overhead, but they're all the same channel, so wanting a view of a particular show was off the table. I stopped running and politely asked them, if literally all the treadmills are open, why would you pick the one right next to me? I'm not asking you to me. I'm just curious why some people do stuff like this. Instead of answering, they just looked at me dumbfounded, so I moved to a different treadmill. When I got home, I told my roommates what happened, and one of them said I should have just said nothing and picked a different treadmill and the other one agreed with me that it's super weird. Was I wrong? I just feel like it's certain social rules to not be broken.
I immediately have thoughts on this.
Okay.
So thinking about, I believe the writer's in the wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not like you're in the wrong for feeling uncomfortable for someone to stand right next to you. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But when I was going to 24-hour fitness, I had a routine. I had the treadmill I always worked out on. It was my treadmill. I had my area of the gym. It makes you feel more comfortable if you have a routine. I really liked to run on this one treadmill because it was close to the ab area, which I was going to go to next. So yeah, I guess you could feel uncomfortable, but also if you're uncomfortable being in a public setting, there's no like right to privacy in a gym. You have to understand people are going to come work out next to you. You're going to feel weird about things that they're not going to feel weird about. So if you're uncomfortable running next to somebody immediately next to you, then you need to get up and move. And asking them to move, I think, is inappropriate. I think you should just get up and move. I just think that if I'm uncomfortable, it's my job to put myself in a comfortable position. It's not your job to make me comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. What it immediately makes me think of, which is really funny, is if you walk into the bathroom and you're in the pisser, there's rules, and I try to always follow these rules. Like you're supposed to be in different. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. But I guess that's a little different because you have someone looking at your pecker or something. But so, anyways, yes, the writer, not a big deal. Move to the next one.
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of where I think too.
All right.
One more?
Next one. Yeah. I think we have 3. So
okay. Let's do it.
Here we go.
And I got a few questions for you, but let's do it.
Did I punch below the belt for not letting my brother know when my wife had her child? I, 34 male, had asked my brother David, 35-year-old male, for monetary help a while earlier. He's rich and would have been able to help me. He refused by saying that he doesn't have to help me, that it's none of his business, and I said okay. But the problem is that he also made a rude comment to the effect of, maybe the reason you're struggling is that you have 2 kids already and your wife's pregnant, so I think you should stop having children. Sorry for laughing. That was months ago, and yesterday my wife gave birth to twins, a girl and a boy. I did not let David know about it, and instead only informed our close friends, other family members, but he found out through them and came to the hospital to congratulate us. He said, "You have 3 girls now, which is a peach, but at least there's also a boy." He then asked me why I hadn't told him, and I just said that I did not feel it was necessary to do so. He got offended and told me that he's their uncle, and I mentioned that he should begin acting like one instead of being a deadbeat if he wants my respect. He got into a verbal sparring with me, but in the end, he said he does not want to say more as your wife's resting, and left. My other family members think that I should have told him, even though he made that comment earlier. Did I punch below the belt?
Go ahead.
That's a tough one.
That's a toughie. Ooh, sounds like you guys have some family issues. But I can understand why, as a man, you're frustrated when your sibling says maybe you should stop having kids.
Yeah.
That's rough to hear.
Yeah.
But I mean, kids are expensive. If you are I would say going to a family member and asking them for money.
Yeah.
Means that you're also entitled to, or your sibling.
Yeah.
Is also entitled to then tell you like, all right, well, you're spending your money poorly.
Yeah.
And it
for
opens
sure.
them up. If you want their financial help, then you also need to be willing to listen to their financial advice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Of course, saying stop having kids when your wife's already pregnant, not the best financial advice. There was definitely better ways to be like, no, I'm not going to help you with money, but I will help you with your finances.
Yes.
Obviously, if your sibling's more better off, they probably have a little bit of financial advice or ways that they can help you out.
Yeah.
Or say, no, I won't give you money, but I'll help you when the time, I'll help you buy baby equipment. I'll help you with, there's other ways to support your family members, I believe.
Yeah. So who's Who's landing the low blows here? The writer or the brother?
The writer.
I kind of think so too.
I believe the writer's in the wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's family. You went out of your way to ask your brother for money.
Yeah.
They said no. They gave you their financial advice. Stop having kids.
The brother possibly could have been a little easier on the
made some poor choices, but yes.
The older one, the one who's got the money, yeah, he probably could have phrased it a little better.
Absolutely.
But I think if you guys are listening, I think there's a hard conversation that you guys need to have with one another and come up with a resolution. And
absolutely.
Because it's also not worth ruining a relationship over.
Nope.
So,
all right, you got one more for
yeah,
us?
last one. Did I punch below the belt for essentially telling my father, my house, my rules? My elderly father lives with me and my husband. He does not like animals indoors. No allergies, just does not like them. My grown daughter lives 3.5 hours away and has a small lapdog. She plans to visit for 4 days over the Thanksgiving holiday and will bring her dog. I don't have a problem with this. My father said that Thanksgiving dinner will be ruined by having a disgusting dog in the home. I already know where you're at on this.
Oh.
And asks that we keep the dog in the garage or outside at all times. We live in a rural area and the wooden fence around our yard would not contain the small dog. Alternatively, he has demanded that our daughter board her dog. I have spoken to her about this and she is not comfortable with the boarding or keeping the dog in the cold garage. I sat down with my father and said that this is my house and it is important to me that my daughter feels she is always welcome here. So he can suck it for a few days. He can suck it up for a few days, but he can suck it. He accused me of not respecting his feelings and boundaries. My husband says we should not force my father to deal with a dog indoors since this is essentially his home too. Did I punch below the belt?
One, fuck your dad. And two,
Ooh.
You're kind of a bitch too. Like,
yeah.
if you're going to think about just boarding a dog or like, I'm a dog mom. I will ride or die for my dog. My dog's my child. If somebody told me that I couldn't bring my dog or I had to board it or leave it outside or in the garage,
yeah.
I'm not coming. Like,
well, I don't think, no, the writer did not say she was going to board it. The father suggested that.
That's
maybe,
what the father,
okay.
but at the end, didn't read the end.
My husband says we should not force my father to deal with the dog indoors.
Okay, so your
this is
husband's
essentially his home too.
Get rid of your husband.
Yeah, on this one the writer is not punching
no,
below. It's
absolutely not.
Yeah,
and it's
I don't
like,
think that's.
This is a other thing. This is gonna be very deep, I guess. Deep thought. So I was listening to this this like motivational speaker and they were saying, all right, it's hard when your kids get married and move on, but it's not like, so when we got married, it wasn't that my mom, my family was gaining a son. I was creating a family.
Yeah.
So my loyalty lies to you.
Yeah.
And not to my mom, not to my dad. It's us.
Yep.
So for the father to say, oh, I have say in your guys' family choices, your dad lives with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's his house too, but he's also living with you and your family. It's your rules, not his.
100%. And I think one thing to note too is that there's no allergies or anything like that. It's just the father just doesn't want the dog.
And it's a small dog.
So yeah. The father needs to not be a bitch. Same with the husband, and the dog needs to attend Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and the husband needs to stand up to. I guess it's her. Like if this was my dad, I would expect you to stand up to my dad.
Of course,
say,
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's our house.
Sorry, motherfucker. Take down. Whoever gets it.
Yeah, we're
gets
gonna
to decide.
Wrestle over it.
Yeah, we'll wrestle over it.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Let's just hit a few questions.
Okay.
I had a few more questions from the last episode that I thought were really interesting. We're going to stick with categories here. I'm going to let you pick a category, and that's what the questions are going to be based off. So, On the ropes, this is just questions from fans. Would you like to answer love and sex, fighting, life, OnlyFans, football cards, or working out?
Ooh. I mean, I know what I would want, but we'll make it interesting. Love and sex.
Love and sex. Love and sex, baby. I categorized all the questions that came in. These were the questions that were around love and sex.
Okay.
Some love. All right. Can you share the biggest improvements in our relationship? I definitely can.
The biggest improvements in our relationship. I think as
I would say just as time has gone on.
This is exactly where I was going.
You go ahead then. Yeah.
Yeah. I think as we progress in our relationship, I think just building a better understanding of each other and one another's needs and just understanding it's not something you don't just understand or figure out somebody in the first few months, and it actually takes time and like peeling back layers. And
absolutely. Yeah, and I think as time goes on, we have a better understanding of why things frustrate you and why things frustrate me. And it's not necessarily anything that has to do with you. It's just who I am as a person. We're two imperfect people trying to live a perfect life. And we've just grown in that aspect. And I think we've done really well at one. We've never been fighters. We've never been fighters. We've never been like in our relationship. We don't fight very often. When we do, they can be pretty explosive.
Yeah, I mean, but not in like a bad explosive way.
But they'll last maybe an hour or two, and then we move on. And we definitely, I would say, one of your biggest things that makes me happy is you are very, very good at like listening and making a change.
Yeah,
like making a change. Like if I get mad at you for something, I can actively see you working on not doing it in the future.
Yeah,
or making adjustments to help in my life.
And I think for you, because I'm gonna say something, and I hope you don't take too much offense, but you're fiery. You were definitely stubborn, but extremely. I definitely have noticed, like as the years have gone on, like you've changed in the way where our fights don't last as long because you're becoming like we both realize like what's important.
And I think I've come to understand like I need you in my life. So I can make sacrifices to make our lives better. Yeah. It's better for both of us. Yeah. So anyways.
Okay.
All right. That was the real like love one.
Okay.
And now we're going to get into some more fun things.
Okay.
More exciting. So all of you listening, hey, hello. It's about to get spicy. How many times do we have sex in a week?
Oh boy. How many times?
I'm going to answer this one.
Okay. Yeah.
For sure. Once a week.
Yeah.
But I would say we do get into like, I think every relationship has seasons.
Yeah.
So we do have some seasons where are real spicy. It'll be 5 times a week, twice a day, seasons. And then we'll have like more dry seasons where it'll be like we're both working out extremely hard. You have a fight coming up. You're like completely overtrained.
Yeah.
I'm stressed out because our whatever, like stress. Just like we just go through seasons, and I would say no matter what, once a week.
Oh yeah, like, I don't know that we've in our 6 years together. I don't think we've ever gone longer than a week.
No, I don't think so either. But yeah, some seasons are more.
And to everyone too, because I don't want it to sound like this. We are not a perfect couple. We have many faults and stuff, but what I will say that we do a good job that I'll like kind of toot our own horn is we have adapted with each other, and we've perfected our imperfections with one another and stuff. So yeah,
we really have. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you're basically saying is like you have learned how to really meet my needs. That's what you're trying to say.
No, I'm just saying I don't want to sound like that couple like we're perfect.
And no, and
we
of
have
course,
our
nobody's perfect, and nobody's sex life is perfect, and you
but
drink
we've got I did but we've gotten into a good groove.
We have a very good groove, and I will say the longer you're with somebody, the sex only gets better.
100%.
It just gets better with time. It's like fine wine.
Yeah.
And it's as we've grown, we just know each other.
Yeah.
Too. It's like I know your body, and we have a lot of fun. I will say like our sex life is very fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, favorite position. I like it missionary. You like it from the back.
Yeah.
How big is it?
How big is what?
It's the perfect size.
Okay, let me let's put it. Well, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Next question.
Okay. Wow, I am not asking that. Why did I even type that?
Oh boy. I'm curious now, but
does Austin pull out?
Oh boy.
I think that we're gonna save that one.
Yeah.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Once we get a little deeper into this, we'll go for that. I know my mom is listening to this.
Give me a football card one.
Give you a football one. I'll hit you with a football one. Favorite card that you have ever pulled?
Ooh.
Talking about pulling out.
That's a good segment. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Favorite card I've ever pulled.
Ever busted.
Now, I'm taking this as favorite card that we have physically
that we have physically gotten from a box that we've purchased.
Well, I think it's probably got to be that Brock Purdy flawless auto, because I don't know what I was thinking. It might have been the last time my dad was here. I was like, it was close to our anniversary.
Somehow you convinced me, and I was like, screw it. It's our 5-year wedding anniversary. I'm gonna ball out and
go get that briefcase of flawless. Yep. And so I went and got it, and Brock Purdy out of 15, and then sent it to PSA and got a Gem Mint 10.
Gem Mint 10. That's a banger. Everyone wants to know when your next Whatnot show is. Explain what Whatnot is for our listeners who aren't.
Yeah, so Whatnot is it's an app that, it's basically live auctions, and so you get on and you and I get on, and we get on at least once a week, and we do our shows.
It's for the card hobbyists, people who are super into collecting football cards. You've started getting into some other cards too, but mostly just football. Mostly,
yeah. So a little bit of vintage basketball stuff, but yeah, you join me most of the times, and we just kind of hang out. It's a couple hours hanging out, slinging cards and having fun. And
so I'll put the Whatnot link. In our
link.
YouTube. We'll throw that in if you ever want to come hang out with us on Whatnot. It's very, very casual.
Yeah.
Open cards. Sometimes we'll chug beers with people on there.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to buy anything. You just come hang out, say what's up. But if you're interested, it's like the only place now that we're really like signing or doing memorabilia.
Yeah, that's the only place to do memorabilia. I did stop selling, I never sold autographs. I stopped signing autographs.
Yeah.
To people who send me fan mail, because I was just getting very frustrated that all of it was ending up on eBay and people were selling it all.
Yeah.
There is a lot of fake signatures on eBay too. So if you ever want the opportunity, we pretty much give away a pair of signed gloves every Whatnot show.
Yeah, we do almost. a lot of giveaways.
So we do a lot of giveaways of our autographs because we know our fans are tuning in. It's a place where you can buy pictures of us, gloves, whatever. So, but I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, we got a show. Well, you won't see it, but usually every Tuesday nights, and then like once on the weekend or something, maybe a Saturday or something.
You can pay attention to social media. We'll definitely promote it. But thanks for hanging out with us.
That's an episode.
That's an episode.
This is number 2.
We did it. So, Juan, what are we saying here? Make sure you watch us on.
Hit us with a subscribe, a like, a comment. It helps us tremendously.
Yes. Okay. Subscribe, like, comment. It helps with the YouTube algorithm.
Yep.
Of course, put your comments below. Write your stories in. I really liked Who's Punching Below the Belt.
I do too. Yeah, definitely.
Let's spice it up though, guys. Yeah. Those were some great ones. Let's get something spicy. So
I want something.
For your Who's Punching Below the Belt, email a kickasslovestory@gmail.com.
Yep.
A kickasslovestory@gmail.com. That's where you're gonna write in Who's Punching Below the Belt. Of course, we'll do some more Q&As for our On the Ropes segment. So you can put your questions that you want answered in the comment section on YouTube. And we are streaming on anywhere you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah. It's Friday. We're going to go work out, probably grab you a margarita. And
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to have a margarita. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go to the gym and lift first.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Anyways, that was it.
We're out.
We're out.